She's the oldest giraffe we have here. The one coming more towards us here on the right, that is Domibella. She's our youngest female that we have. She'll be 3 years old this year.
Damn, she's 3.
We have Harriet, who's this female in the front. She is the mom of our newest baby, who you might see in here. He's the smallest one right there. You see him? And somebody said that when a baby giraffe is born, they're taller than themselves. That's absolutely correct.
That was me.
When they're born,
Smart.
they are at least 6 feet tall and about 150 pounds. It's average. We've had some that are a little shorter, some that are a little taller than that. Just kind of depends, but that's about average size. Our big male right there, his name is Fred. Fred is 4, so he's actually still quite young. He actually came from Disney's Animal Kingdom. So we like to joke that he came here singing "It's a Small World" after all, and realized it wasn't. Come on, Nikki, you want some? So what I'm going to feed her is called acacia. This is something that they would eat in the wild. Though the African acacia that they eat has really small leaves and really long thorns.
He said, come here.
That's why their
Get in
tongues
front
are really long. Does anyone know how long their tongue is? You want to take
It's
guess?
not going to hurt you.
7 feet.
7 feet? My gosh, no way.
30 centimeters.
30 centimeters? You're probably close. I mean, it's about 18 inches long. 1 inch for every foot tall. And these giraffes, these are called Maasai giraffes. Maasai giraffes are some of the smallest, I say quote smallest, of the giraffe species. These guys can be about 18 feet tall. There are some others, though, that can be at least 22 feet tall. So add a few more feet on that. That's a pretty large, animal. But anyway, that's why their tongues are really long.
Who eats those?
What's that?
Who eats those?
Good question. Well, their predators would be any sort of big cat. Lions, a leopard, but they would be at a pretty big risk to go after them, because one thing that giraffes can do is that they can kick their leg in any direction they want to.
You would have to be really hungry to be
Their
a
necks
lion
can
to go after
swing,
a
yes,
giraffe.
absolutely.
And then you'd have to have all your lion buddies
That's another
help
way,
you.
and actually those ossicones up there, the little party hats they have, that can definitely help to do a damage to a predator and even to another male. So the males will fight each other over a lady, and they do what's called the necking behavior. So they swing their necks and hit each other, and it's not a pretty sight. But a giraffe can kick its leg so hard that a lion's head will come off.
What the?
Yeah.
Language.
But I will tell you,
I'm
though, what is
recording.
cool,
You make this
although,
rated R, I'm gonna
that's a
kill
pretty
you.
cool thing. So lion prides are normally only a few cats in one group, okay? One male and maybe 5 or 6 girls. Lions are now starting to make what are called mega prides, which could be up to hundreds of lions in one group. And those prides are going after giraffes, rhinos, elephants. But again, that's still kind of a big risk, because although you have a large group, that's still about a 3,000-pound animal that you're going to need to take down. So it still takes a lot of effort. Now their saliva is extremely thick, so they have to be able to glide through the acacia and glide on those thorns. And if they were to accidentally swallow it, it's not going to get stuck in their throat. But do you see any thorns on this acacia? No, that's because this is not African acacia. This is Australian acacia. Just don't tell them that, okay? No idea. We actually like it better, though, because there are no thorns and the leaves are bigger. So more bang for their buck, so to say. And it's nice for us because then we don't get our hands pricked all the time, right? But we grow this here because it takes less water to grow. Why is that important for us?
We're Californian.
We're Californian, darn right. We use up everything. So we're in a drought, right? Yeah, we're trying to save water. And we actually grow this acacia here. We grow acacia here for giraffes. We can grow it for okapis, which are their cousin. If you've never seen an okapi before, we might see one on the bus, but they're really neat animals too. Now, why do we have giraffes? Why does the world have giraffes? What is their importance in Africa? Well, we talked about that predators eat them, right? So they're there for other animals to eat too. And even the scavengers, like a vulture, will definitely feed off of their carcass as well. That is really important for them. But they found that giraffes are really important for the ecosystem in Africa. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see these little green things on the acacia here? You know what that is?
The seeds? Caterpillar.
Okay, you're kind of close. Not quite seeds.
Pollen?
But it's going to be pollen. So in the spring, These guys will then turn golden color, right? And that's where the pollen will be. The pollen will sprout from there. So what do you think happens when they eat from those trees?
They play the role of the bee.
Exactly. In fact, giraffes are the world's largest pollinator. Who would have thought, right? And so they, as they eat from the trees, if it hangs like this, they're going to get it all on top of their ossicones. And then as they travel to other acacia trees, they help to pollinate them. The acacia also has seed pods. This particular one does not. There are all different types of species of acacia. This one doesn't, but there are some that do. So when they eat it and it processes through their bodies, what comes out?
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer. That's right. Poo. Everyone loves poo. They grow food for themselves, so hey, they recycle. That's great. And they grow food for other species.
Are you listening at all?
I am.
And I know you can't see them now, but we do have gazelles that live here with them. Why would gazelles want to hang out with them? Domabella, you want some? Why would gazelles want to hang around them?
I'm gonna say either protection or they make leaves, carrying leaves easier.
Dude, you should just do the whole tour for me. Totally. You're right, to help protect themselves. So scientists, believe it or not, for about 50 to 60 years, thought giraffes never made a sound. They thought giraffes were completely quiet, that they didn't make any sort of sound. It turns out they do. They sound like cows. Who would have thought? But it's at a very low pitch. But humans can't hear it. If we can't hear it, who else cannot hear it? Which other animals? Predators. But can the gazelle hear it? Yeah, they communicate in the same way. So, being the tallest, bodyguard over here, they're gonna help protect those smaller species. So they can communicate and say, hey, Bob, Phil, there's a lion coming, let's go. So there's a saying in Africa that if a giraffe is running, run with them, because they know what's going on. Darn right, and push everyone out of the way, see you later. Now, I will tell you though something that's kind of crazy going on with giraffes. So, we talked about that they're a pollinator, and they disperse seeds, and they're a food source for other species, right? About 50% of the wild giraffes are gone. That's over the past 10 years or so. 50%. And scientists are saying, hello, how are you doing? Good. Scientists are saying that if people don't start helping them in the next several years, that they will go extinct. Did you ever imagine that this iconic animal would be going extinct? No. I've been here for 14 years. I never thought in my life that a giraffe would be on the endangered species list. And Jen, have they officially put them on the endangered list now?
No, there's still not even. Only 2 of the subspecies are, but not even the Maasai giraffe yet. So they're now still on the vulnerable or threatened list.
Yeah. And by the way, Jen here, she's one of the leads around here. So she gets to work with all these different species, with koalas too. What's that?
Said who ignore me also.
Yes, and that's totally fine.
Nikki.
She did come over for a little bit.
Oh,
She ate a
very
little
good.
bit. Yeah, it's fine. But at least we still get to see him over here, and the baby too. So what do you think are their biggest threats? What's going on in the world right now? What are their biggest threats? Climate change. You're absolutely right. If it's getting too warm, the plants are dying out, there's not enough rain, there's not enough food for them, not enough food for the predators either, if they keep dying out too, right? That's one thing. What's another thing that's going on? Who lives around them? People. Excellent. Taking over their habitat, right? Building their homes there, building their farms, which is fine. Everybody needs to live. Everybody needs a job. But if they have a farm and the giraffes see the plants, they're going to go, hey, look, it's a buffet. That's cool, right? But then what are the people going to do? Go after them. They might shoot them, just like people would with deer here, right? Yep, they intrude in people's land a lot, so they shoo them away. That's one problem. But people are the biggest problem because there's a rumor right now going on in Africa that if you eat parts of a giraffe, it can cure or prevent HIV. Is that true? Nope. But in areas where there's not a lot of medical attention, are they going to believe it? Yeah, and you can't blame them, right? But it's all about education. It's all about learning what is fact and what is false, right? So you want some of this? Maybe? It's not a cookie, but it's close. She's like, I don't know. You want some of this? Well, don't just drool there. If you're gonna eat, you're gonna eat. There you go. Domabella's still kind of learning a little bit. There you go. Can you come closer? Maybe. She's like, it tastes like other giraffe slobber. I don't know if I really want this. You gotta put your head over. So she's still young, she's still kind of learning. And we do bring tours over here. We also have a public giraffe feed on the weekends. So guests come here and they buy tickets to get a biscuit to feed them. So she knows that this is where like all the treats come from, but you know. I will tell you too, I love giraffes, but not that bright. Lights are on, no one's home. Yeah, and that's okay. They're pretty though, right? Totally. So anyway, we're all about education. And not just about educating people like you that come here to visit, we also educate people that live around them. Because do we have native animals that live around us that have the same ecological role as they do in Africa? Yeah, deer would be the same ecological role here. And we have mule deer, they're smaller, and they're gonna be, you know, more east, of course, alpine area, places like that, East County. But they serve the same importance. So what do you think is gonna happen if giraffes go extinct in Africa? What do you think would happen? Predators would die. What else? Would other hoofstock die? Yeah, because if they're a pollinator, they're growing plants. So not only would all the animals die, would the people be hungry too? Yeah, because then there's no food for themselves to eat. So we like to have a saying here that says, healthy habitat, healthy people. And healthy habitat doesn't just include water and plants, it includes the animals too. So one thing we're doing, we have this wonderful scientist, his name is David O'Connor. You should look him up online. David O'Connor. He is specializing in helping educate people about the importance of giraffes in Africa and why we need them around. So we're teaching people to live a more healthier, animal-friendly life when they're trying to farm, more animal-friendly practices. They've even used things like solar lights on their farms where the giraffes walk by or animals walk by and the lights flash, and that tells them, oh, it's a flashlight, it's a human. I need to stay away. So that way they don't have to use poisons or anything like that, right? Or go after them. But we're also teaching them, people want to see them, right? How many of you know somebody that's traveled over to Africa maybe? And maybe gone on a safari, or you've heard of people doing that? It might happen, right? People pay money to go see them, right? So we want to tell them, hey, we want to see them. We're going to help you build a bed and breakfast. We're going to help you build a hotel. We're going to help you build a business. So that way, that money that they spend goes towards that family. So if ever in your life you decide, I'm going to do it, I'm going to go traveling, I'm going to go see the world, and you want to go see these beautiful species, you can look up something called eco tours. It's kind of this new trend thing, but they have all kinds of things. They got snorkeling, all kinds of really crazy stuff and fun stuff. But if you buy any of those tours, that money goes towards the people that live there, and it goes to habitat protection for these species. So that way you know it's going towards good things, right? And even you guys can do something as your own age. How many of us buy jewelry all the time? I'm guilty of it. I love jewelry, okay? I go shopping. When I travel, I shop all of the time. Just make sure you know what you're buying, where those products are coming from, right? In our gift shop, we have we work with a company called Beadworks. And it's a company that teaches the women of Kenya to use their talents. Because have you seen their art before? It's beautiful. They hand carve all kinds of things. We're like, use your talents. Use it. Make bracelets. Make pottery. Make all of these things. But if you buy something from Beadworks, the proceeds go back to the women of Kenya. So it's a really cool thing you can do. Well, the giraffes have officially shunned us now. Do you have any questions before we get on our bus? No. Okay. All right.